Hi guys, in this video I want to explain to you how extra place offers work in match betting and how you can take advantage of extra place offers and lock in some big profits using this kind of offer. Now this offer, just a disclaimer, is pretty difficult when you first start match betting, so really take your time and try and understand how this works. It's more confusing than the basic bet X get Y's where you just place a back bet and then you place a lay bet. It's going to involve placing 3 different bets, one with a bookmaker, 2 lay bets with an exchange, but like I said, the profits can be really huge once you get your head around how extra place offers work. So extra places work if you were just a recreational gambler and you went over to a bookmaker's website and you placed a bet on a horse to win and you checked a little box which is an extra place box, so you check that, what would happen is your stake would be doubled. So say you used a £10 stake, if you check that, that would make it a £20 stake. Now the bookmaker pays out on extra places, as the name would suggest. So if your horse wins, you bet £10 on a horse at odds of 10.0, your horse wins, you get a £100 return, right? But if that horse that you back doesn't win, but it finishes in an extra place that the bookmaker has specified, which will say 2nd to 4th, the bookmaker will still pay you out on some of the odds, which is generally about 1/5, if your horse finished in the extra place, which will say, in this example, it's always different, but we'll say in this example, was 2nd to 4th. Now when we're match betting, of course, it isn't really going to work in this streamlined, linear kind of way because we're going to be backing things, we're going to be laying things. So it works with match betting by placing 3 different bets. The first bet is with a bookmaker, the back bet on the horse to win, and a portion of that bet on the each way placing of the horse. The second is to actually lay the horse on the exchange. So if you backed it with a bookmaker, just to lay the horse to win on the exchange. So bet on it to not win with the exchange. And the third bet we need to do is another lay bet on the exchange, which is going to lay the place of the horse, which typically will be 1 place less than what the bookmaker's paying out on their website. So if the bookmaker's paying out 2nd to 4th, the exchange will give you a lay the first 3 places, if that makes sense. So what you're looking for is the horse to finish in the extra place, what isn't covered by the exchange, which would be 4th in this example. And if it does that, that's the only thing you've not covered with the exchange. If it lands in that extra place, that's where you'll make a huge profit, depending on what stakes you're using and things like that. It is a little bit confusing, guys. It's pretty hard to explain it just looking at the camera like this. So what I'll do is I'll go over to my computer screen and I'll explain this in super simple detail so you understand how you can take advantage of these extra place offers. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to jump on my computer screen and explain this in a little bit more detail. Okay, so I've just loaded up the extra place matcher on OddsMonkey. Now this is the software that you want to use to do the extra place offers. So load this up. If you want to load it up, just go to Tools up here on OddsMonkey, click on Matches and click on the extra place matcher. There's a link in the description if you want to sign up to OddsMonkey and get a free trial. So the link's in the description if you want to do that. Now as you can see, it looks a little bit overwhelming, but believe me, after you've used it a few times and you get used to how everything works, it's not that confusing. So basically the first thing you want to do is select an event, a horse race that you want to do your extra places on. So to do that, just click on the drop down, select any event that you want. I'm just going to leave it at this one, which I've got selected. Then after you've done that, you want to click on filter in the top right hand corner, and you want to filter any bookmakers that you don't want to appear on the extra place offer. So if you're state restricted or you're restricted in some way and you don't have those offers, you can simply uncheck them by doing things like that. Underneath that, where it says exchanges, you can check and uncheck exchanges that you have, which in my case I have Betfair and I have Smarkets. I don't have BetDAC and I don't have Matchbook, so they're unchecked. And you can also see the amount of places that the bookmaker's paying out as well, next to each bookmaker in the bracket. So 5 places with Betfred, 5 places with Boyle Sports, 6 places with Sky Bet, and so on. And after you've done that, you're happy with your filtering, you can just click on Apply. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump over to a different event. So I'm going to jump over to this Chepstow 4 o'clock. This brings up here this event. So I'm going to explain how this works from left to right. So in this box here it says bet, this is what you want to be backing and what you want to be laying in this event. So in this example, it's Sandford Castle. This box next to it is the each way stake that you want to be placing with the bookmaker. So that's that. The bookmaker is displayed there, obviously that's Sky Bet. The back odds where you want to be placing your each way stake is 6.5, which you can see, £10 each way stake at 6.5. The TRM is the portion of the back odds which will be paid out on if the horse lands in any of the extra places, which is 1/5 odds, so 1/5 of 6.5. This box here, the win lay, this is where you lay the horse to not win. So you place a lay bet on the horse. You can see it's telling me lay £8.81 at 7.4, liability of £56.38. The place lay is where you lay the place on the exchange. So you laying the horse to not finish in top 4 or top 5 or whatever the case is. So you can see here, lay £8.20 at odds of 2.58, gives you a liability of £12.96. Now the rating is pretty important. Now the rating is essentially how close you can get to a £0 qualifying loss. So if this was 100%, you would have a £0 qualifying loss displayed here. But as this is only an 83% match, the qualifying loss is £3.33. So the idea is that you get the rating as close to 100% as you possibly can. The implied odds, imp odds, is the implied chance that the horse has of finishing in the extra place, which in this example you can see the extra place is shown here, 4th. So the horse has a 6.3 odds of finishing in 4th. It's kind of, it's not an exact science, but it's an implied possibility. It's round about that. And the profit displayed above that is how much profit you'll make if the horse does indeed finish in the extra place, which is 4th in this example. So that's how the fields work. So I'm going to walk you through step by step in a slow process how to deal with this. So this each way stake box here, this is the first thing you want to deal with. You want to pop in the stake that you want to use on this each way stake box. So I'm going to use just a small stake for this example. I'm going to use £2.50. Once you've entered the stake you want to use, you want to press the enter button, and that will change all the fields and update accordingly based on the stake, the each way stake you're using. So it'll change the lay odds, the place lay odds, and all those kind of things to match what each way stake you're using. So what I'm going to do, guys, just because I've been on this page quite a long time actually, is I'm just going to click refresh up here, because what happens if you're on this page for too long, the odds might change. So I'm going to just use this top one, which is the manuscript this time. I'm going to enter £2.50 again, and that's going to update the whole field. So after I've done that, I'm just going to click on go to bookmaker, which is Sky Bet, by clicking on the logo. The bookmaker has dropped that straight into my bet slip. You can see it's the manuscript at 5.5. You want to just double check this each way for the first 4 places. Go to the extra place matcher. You can see it's paying out on the 4th place, which is great, and everything's correct. It's very rare that bookmakers change this, but it can happen. So next what you want to do is you want to place in your bet on the bookmaker's website. But I'm not going to do this right now because we want to get all our lay bets ready to place as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to the extra place matcher, and then I'm going to click here on this Smarkets logo, which will bring me over to Smarkets. That'll bring up the win market here. And then I'm going to go to the extra place matcher again, and I'm going to click on the next Smarkets logo. So bring that to there. Bring that to there. And this, again, it loads up the win market. You just want to close that off and click on the place market, which is shown here, to place top 3. So I'll click on the drop down. That'll bring those up. So we're going to go back to the extra place matcher again, and we're now going to jump to the win lay section, which is this section, and we're going to place in a lay bet of £2.08 at 6.6 on the manuscript. So I'm going to find the manuscript, which is there. The lay odds are 6.6 as shown in the blue box. We want to pop in our lay stake of £2.08. £2.08 at 6.6. Check the liability, which is £11.65. £11.67. So it kind of rounds up the calculator. It's never fully accurate, especially if you're using bigger stakes, but we're very close to that, so we know that's right. Then we want to go to the lay portion of the bet, which is this here. Find the manuscript, which is at 2.36, dark blue box. Click that. Back to the extra place matcher and do what this is telling us in the place lay section. So you can see here it's saying lay stake £2.01 at 2.36. 2.01 at 2.36. Double check the liability, which is £2.73. The liability there, £2.74, which of course is great. And of course we've got a bet slip open here with Sky Bet, so we're going to pop in our stake, what we're using, which is a £2.50 stake. We want to select each way, which is this box here. You can see here that doubles down my stake, so even though I'm placing a £2.50 bet, I've selected each way. It's telling me that my bet is going to cost me £5. So we've got everything that we need ready to go on our bets. So we've got our back bet ready to go if we click here, a lay bet ready to go if we click here, and our place lay bet ready to go as soon as we click there. So what we want to do is we just want to go through placing our bets nice and quickly. So we're going to place our first bet, which is always the back bet. Place the back bet first. The bet gets placed. Jump to the exchange. Place the lay bet. The bet gets matched. Jump to the next tab on the exchange and place the place lay bet. So the place top 3. Place that. And the bet gets fully matched. And that's it. We've got our bets in. We've got our back bet in with the bookmaker. Win an each way bet. A lay bet in on the win market and a place lay bet in on the place lay market. So now what we need to look for now is the horse to land in the 4th place in this example, as the extra place match is showing us. If it does, we'll make our profit of £3.85. If it doesn't, we'll take our qualifying loss of 90p. Now obviously this is a really, really poor match, and I wouldn't recommend you take this kind of a match because you can see it's only a rating of 81%. But I just wanted to show you this as an example. But you really want to be taking ratings as close to 100% as you can, possibly like a 95% rating is what you'd ideally want to be looking. So 95% plus is what you want to be taking ideally. So yeah, just to break it down, obviously we've bet on the horse to win. We've sky bet over here. We've laid the horse to not win on this one here. And we've laid the horse to not finish in the top 3. And of course, as we've used the each way bet with sky bet, if the horse finishes in 4th place, we've only laid the top 3. That says there, we've only laid the top 3. If it finishes in the 4th place, this is where we'll make our profit. Hope that makes sense to you guys. It is a little bit confusing, but once you get the hang of it and once you do it a few times on small stakes for practicing, you'll really start to see how easy this truly is. So as you can tell guys, it's more confusing than the typical bet X get wise where you're just placing a back bet, placing a lay bet, offer done. It involves placing 3 different bets, one with a bookmaker, 2 with the exchange, and hope to see that the horse that you're backing and laying lands in the extra place. If it does, this is where you're going to make a huge profit. Hope that cleared things up for you guys. I know it's confusing, but just practice on small stakes. You'll soon get the hang of it. It's not as hard as it first looks, I promise. Practice on small stakes, build up your confidence with it, and then start locking in some big profits when you get confident with it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and smash the bell icon if you won't mind, guys. It really helps give me the incentive to keep making these videos. I know I keep saying this, but it helps me have the drive to make these videos, help you make more money online, and it just proves that you want to see this as well. So please do that if you won't mind. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you soon in the next video.